Hello everyone, welcome to the Calabash Community Focus, Youth in Progress. In this episode, we catch up on the busy life of Claudia the Diva Edward, her musical rise and how maturing has affected her endeavors. We also meet St. Lucia and the Caribbean's first representative at the Miss World Tourism Pageant. And we speak to the president of the St. Lucia Athletics Association as the national team prepares to head off to Martinique for the Carib Games. But first, we start off with Claudia Edward, known best as the Diva. She's a woman, an artist on the move, forever evolving, shaped by her experiences, passions, and dreams. In the last few years, she has taken a musical career beyond the shores of St. Lucia to off-Broadway and as far east as Thailand. She has released a new music video for her latest single, Make You Mine. I sat down with the Diva to talk music, goals, and yes, love.
I think now I'm more comfortable with me as an artist, with my style. Now I know exactly what works with my vocals. I know exactly how to expand my vocals to reach certain heights that I couldn't have before. I know how to take chances that I wouldn't have taken before. I know my limitations and I know where I'm strongest. That's me, punkish rock. I'm very good at reggae music as well. I do good jazz music as well, you know, the Ella Fitzgerald, because I have that tone that works perfectly for that.
And speaking about this growth, I mean, we've seen you from the whole sha-la-la-la.
Hot shot!
Moving from that era
Yes.
into an extremely mature woman.
Right.
But you still haven't lost that spunk.
No, that's what music does to you. Music brings you to a level where you grow and you mature musically, but your energy just becomes more. You become more energetic. You become the person who's hungry for more music, the person who's hungry to learn more about music, to push yourself even further.
You know, you went quiet for a while and then you were pursuing other endeavors. Talk to us about what it was like. Being in France, you were studying and you were pursuing hospitality.
Yes.
So,
I do have a double degree actually in hotel and tourism management. I have a European degree, which means that I could work anywhere in Europe and anywhere around the world. So I did that because I believe that education is the key to success. Even if I stay in the music business, I have learned finance, I have learned about accounting, I've learned about management, and that helps me manage myself as a musician. So I think that was important. And some people say, why did you leave? And you know, you were at this point, because when I left, I was at the point where I was busting, you know, and everybody knew who Claudia was, and I just packed up and I left. And some people were like, why did you leave? You shouldn't have left. But I think education is important, and I keep telling the young people today, everybody wants to be an artist, everybody wants to be an actor, but educating yourself is far most important. With my degree, I learned a lot about law, a lot about what it entails, musical law. I did a lot of things that did still entail music, but in the end, it taught me about leadership, it taught me about management, it taught me about putting things in the right places, when to move, when to stay, you know. So it was really a good experience, and I'm happy I did it.
and you came back and the sound was very different as well.
Right.
Was that as a result of the influences that you would have experienced over in France?
Yes, listening to music in France really made me eager to do new things with music, you know, and knowing that I was born in Martinique, and one of the main reasons for me going to France was to get more fluent in French. So I decided, you know what, I should use that to my advantage, do music both in English and in French, so that I can become more marketable, not only in the English Caribbean, but also in the French Caribbean. I was in Thailand for 7 months. I originally went June 2013. It was supposed to be for 3 months. And they kept saying, could you do 1 more month? And then when I looked, it was 7 months. I said, okay, I really have to go. You know, I will be back, but I have to go. But it was such an amazing experience. I got to work with musicians who really love music. And when you see different cultures and music, you understand that music is not just a thing. It's not a gig. You know, music is a lifestyle that some people have adopted, and as hard as it is, it can be so enjoyable and so rewarding. So I had a great time in Thailand. I worked mostly in Bangkok doing events and working for the Hilton and Conrad Group, performing for Lexus, the Lexus car companies. It was amazing. I had a great time, and I'm looking forward to going back, actually.
But through all of this, you've been able to find a partner, because it will be important for you to have someone. And you seem to have gotten what every girl is probably dreaming of.
Oh, really?
Getting a partner,
right.
Someone who supports you and who gets you.
Exactly.
So give us a little glimpse into that world as Mrs. Latner.
Well, finding a partner, you're right, especially with the industry that I'm in. You need to find somebody who's going to love you and who's going to support you and who wants the best for you and who will understand that there are times you'll be apart for long periods and who will still be there with you and whose presence you're still going to feel even if you're miles away. And yes, I have found that. And Mr. Ladner is my partner, my husband, and he has been very, very supportive. He pushes me more than I can push myself, which is very important to me. And he understands the music industry. He manages my financial aspect of my music business. He speaks to promoters on my behalf because now I look like a more serious person when you have somebody to represent you and when you have a strong team around you, which is what he brings to me. So yes, I have found the perfect match.
So you are totally head over heels in love.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Happily married. Yes, everything.
Do you see yourself continuing in this business, continuing it full time, because this is your concentration?
Right now, this is my concentration. I am hoping that it only gets better for me. I am loving touring. I'm loving going out and being on stage. I am not loving sitting and waiting for something to happen for me at home. You know, I have to go out. I go and people say, how do you get those gigs in Miami, in New York? I go online, and people have to understand the power of the internet and social media. It's so important when you meet people to create also those relationships that somebody say, oh, I met this girl. Because while I was in Thailand, I met people who came to my performances and, oh, we're having something in Florida. We really would like you to perform. And then I had to fly back to Florida to perform for companies. So it's about the relationships you create. It's about taking advantage of the social media, taking advantage of the internet. There are things that you have to search. And when you do search and you find, then you create more relationships. And, you know, it's amazing what can happen for you. Yes, I have a new single. It's called Make You Mine. It's a reggae track, and it was written by myself and Rossi, Roll Alcide. We wrote this track a long time ago, about a year ago actually, and we put it to rest. And while I was in Thailand, I called him. I said, Rossi, we need to do that track, you know. And then he said, yeah, when you get home. So I went over the track. When I got home, we went to studio, recorded, and I said, Davina, I need a simple video. But with Davina, nothing is simple. Davina Lee Films, so we did a video for it. Quite nice video. It shows, I'm laughing because it shows a different side of me, and some people will be like, you know, but it's a great video, and we're looking forward to people loving it.
Our beaming Claudia there. She will be part of the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival, performing at the Jazz on the Bay May 2nd and at the Fire Grill May 6th. When we come back, St. Lucia fields a representative for the Caribbean in the Miss World Tourism Pageant will meet the lucky young lady tasked with that awesome responsibility.